Now, earlier today, we were telling you about that baby girl who was abandoned at a Manhattan subway station. We have an update to that story now. You're looking at the woman suspected of abandoning that toddler. This is her in surveillance video pushing the stroller onto the platform. Police say she then got back onto that train, leaving the baby behind. The woman is now in custody, but no charges have been filed yet. An investigation is still underway. The toddler appears to be fine with no signs of trauma, according to police.
And a severe thunderstorm packing winds estimated at more than 80 miles per hour spawned a tornado, injuring at least 6 people and damaging several homes. But Michigan wasn't alone. Storms with tornadoes damaged some homes in Iowa, according to the National Weather Service reports. And more major problems for Obamacare. According to the Wall Street Journal, thousands of people who signed up are still without health insurance. The reason? Backlogs and technical problems with the enrollment systems. In some states, people who enrolled and already paid for insurance are still not insured. Others are waiting for changes to their coverage after giving notice of life events, such as marriage, pregnancy, and childbirth. But they're facing delays in challenging their insurance to cover the new circumstance.
Well, every day there seems to be a new twist in the immigration crisis. Today, we're keeping an eye on what's happening between Rick Perry and President Obama. President Obama offering to meet Perry at an airport. Perry declining, saying that doesn't give them enough time to have a real conversation. Also, President Obama is saying he's going to back off his plans to send unaccompanied migrant kids back home faster from the southern border. This while Congress again mulls over that $2 billion request to increase border security and otherwise deal with the problem.
The message got out, the word got out. You could come to America and as a young person, you wouldn't be deported. And in fact, Congress doesn't know it fully at this point, but in fact, that's true. Young people coming to America unlawfully from Central and South America, other than Mexico, are being allowed to stay.
Well, there you hear Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions there talking about what's going to happen in order for Congress to approve this request by the president. And one of the main reasons why kids from Central and South America are stuck here for the 50 days you heard the senator talking about is because of something called the William Wilberforce Trafficking Victims Protection Act. It was signed by George W. Bush on December 23, 2008, right before Christmas, right before he left office. Reauthorized by President Obama on March 7, 2013. Requires certain legal protections for unaccompanied minors who are not from Mexico or Canada. It's also intended to prevent immigration officials from unknowingly sending minors back to human trafficking or drug operations in their native countries. JD, Francesca, something we've focused a lot on this program is that this is a bipartisan problem that goes back a long time. So when you hear Jay Johnson unable to answer questions from members of Congress or from David Gregory on Meet the Press, there seems to be a legal reason why, even though these kids are here illegally, they are granted legal protection.
It reminds me, what is that place, the path to which is paved with good intentions?
Yeah.
What we've seen with President Obama is to take different Republican initiatives. You may recall the DREAM Act was part of a bill that Marco Rubio, John McCain, former Arizona Senator John Kyle had championed, and President Obama in the last presidential campaign, with the help of former DHS Secretary Janet Napolitano, took that DREAM Act and implemented it via executive action. Now with this Bush bill, intended for something else entirely, the way it is being applied is to flood and overwhelm our border with illegals. That's the net result of it. It's clever, it's utilizing the law, and it also points up President Bush in 2006, just a few days before that midterm election, stood in front of me and signed the Fence Act, the Secure Fence Act. But the next year, his administration didn't want to fund it. It took Robert C. Byrd, the Democrat from West Virginia, to hold the Bush administration's feet to the fire on that border fence. So again, it's bipartisan. There's a real discrepancy between what is said and what is done by presidents of both parties.